everyone, in today's vlog I am going to tell you my analysis of Macbeth by William Shakespeare. But before that, allow me to introduce myself first. I am Bernadette Fabria from grade 10 Venus. So what Macbeth actually is? Macbeth is a play by William Shakespeare. Macbeth, one of Shakespeare's most well-known tragedies, is a tale about greed and ambition for power and how such pursuits always result in one's ultimate destruction. A Scottish general named Macbeth successfully led his army to drive out invaders. A group of witches who appear towards the play's commencement predict that Macbeth will one day rule Scotland. Macbeth, who is intrigued by the prophecy, writes to his wife to inform her of it. She succumbs to fantasies of control and power and forces Macbeth to carry out unimaginable acts in order to fulfill the prophecy. Macbeth is the protagonist and is considered the tragic hero. Every other character are the antagonist that acts to threaten Macbeth. Therefore, almost every character can be considered the antagonist. So, it is Macbeth versus the world. The major thematic elements are followed: corruption and unchecked ambition, cruelty and masculine authority, guilt, the loss of children. The major thematic elements are followed: corruption and unchecked ambition, cruelty and masculine authority, guilt, the loss of children. Act number 1. Macbeth is soon to learn that he has been made Thane of Cawdor as he and Banquo travel back to the king's court through a storm. Lady Macbeth decides that murder is the greatest option because she is consumed with passion for her husband to become king. Act number 2. The Macbeth castle's door is knocked on in the early morning hours. Macduff and Lennox, two fellow soldiers, ask the monarch to speak with them. After momentarily bumping into Banquo and his kid, a dagger was seen floating in the air in front of him. King Duncan is the target of the dagger's point. Act number 3. Banquo is thinking about the witch's prediction and believes that since everything else has happened as predicted, his descendants will probably become the next monarch. Macbeth gives a soliloquy about Banquo and how his comrade has become into someone he fears. His guilt over King Duncan's murder and suspicions of his suspects may prove fatal. Act number 4. In order to understand the meaning of the witches' prophecies, Macbeth tracks them down and demands additional information from them. Incomprehensible visions are given to him by the witches. Lennox later tells Macbeth that Macduff has left for England. To avoid any interference, Macbeth chooses to have Macduff's family killed. A trio of assassins assault Lady Macduff and her son inside her home. The killers pursue Lady Macduff as she flees after her son is stabbed. Malcolm and Macduff express their concern for Scotland's future in other places. Act number 5. Insane images of blood that she can never wash off are causing Lady Macbeth to spiral downward. Macbeth prepares by donning his armor as the English army approaches the castle where he is playing out his tragic saga. Lady Macbeth's passing is immediately announced to Macbeth, although he is skeptic about it. To protect his palace and court, Macbeth enters combat. Battle breaks out between Macbeth and Macduff, and Macduff eventually kills Macbeth. He then carries the fallen king's head back to the castle to proclaim the tyrant's overthrow. Scots crown Malcolm as their new king.